Well, hello once again, nerds. We are doing another reaction. I apparently am just going to keep doing these one at a time during the off season because I just got too much going on. I can't get a batch of them done like we normally do. So I will try and get more. However, we are reacting today to Tate McRae. Who the hell is Tate McRae? I really don't know. I guess we're about to find out. So yeah, I have no idea what I'm about to get in for. There's this. Don't forget to subscribe and do the things. We can read what the wiki says, at least a portion of what the wiki says. This is the section known as, where'd it go? This is the section known as History of the Artist, or with the artist. I guess of the artist, because I've never heard of this person before. Okay, so the name of the song is Two Hands. Tate McRae is, according to Wikipedia, Tate Rosner McRae, born July 1st, 2003. Oh, she's just a baby child. Canadian singer, songwriter, and dancer. At the age of 13, she gained prominence as the first Canadian finalist in the American reality television series So You Think You Can Dance. McRae was signed by RCA Records in 2019 after her songs had gained traction online, including her 2017 viral hit, One Day, and she released her debut EP, All the Things I Never Said, in 2020. January the following year, her 2020 single, You Broke Me First, became an international hit and peaked at number 17 on the Billboard Hot 100. In 2021, McRae was the youngest musician to be featured on the Forbes 30 Under 30 list. I really have never heard of this person before. Continuing, her second EP, Too Young to Be Sad, out in 2021, was the most streamed female EP of 2021 on Spotify. Her debut solo album, I Used to Think I Could Fly, 2022, was met with favorable critical response and peaked at number 13 on the U.S. Billboard. I really thought this was going to be a country artist, honestly. Also reaching the top 10 in several countries, developing a more pop-oriented image. Oh, maybe she was a country artist up until this point, I guess. McRae's 2023 single, Greedy, saw her first commercial success. It peaked atop the Canadian Hot 100 and reached number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. Its follow-up, X's, peaked at numbers 9 and 34 on the charts, respectively. Both songs preceded the release of her second studio album, Think Later, which apparently is what this song comes from, which debuted in the top 5 in several countries. Her third album, So Close to What, is scheduled to be released February 21st of 2025. That was a lot of information for this little artist. So let's talk about some expectations real quick, because I thought I was getting into, with the name like Tate McRae even, I thought I was getting into a country artist. So it was going to be some pop country, but apparently, I have a fuzzy on the microphone. Apparently, it's just going to be straight pop. I don't know how I feel about this. This definitely changes what I thought I was getting into. So I guess our only thing left to do is to jump into it, because we got to make this fairly quick. I got to go to the day job now. Okay, so getting into Tate McRae. Here we go.
I want you to dance. Don't ever let me go. I want you to dance. You don't need to tell me you love me. 17 times in a day. Yeah. I don't need to hear me number one.
Okay, so let's talk about pop vocals. Let's talk about vocals in music in general. How about that? We'll start there anyway. So when in the studio recording vocals, pardon me while I grab the W.GG checkout code, generally nerdy. Anyway, so talking about vocals. Whenever you're in the studio recording a vocalist, once you have all of the takes aligned in how you want the final vocal to sound, because you can take and this has been a thing in professional studios, like big budget studios, for a long time. Like back when Christina Aguilera was putting out her second record, I believe, is when I first saw this in a studio. But at that point, it was kind of old hat even then. So, and that's just an example. It's basically all over music, modern music, since like the 90s, probably early 90s even. Anyway, so when you're recording a vocalist, you get all of their takes figured out. You know, you want the up of this vocal line and then the down of that vocal line in order to complete the lyric. And you can do, those are two different takes, or you can do 3 words can be 17 takes. Very literally, 3 words can be 17 takes. Something along those lines. It's kind of crazy. You try and avoid splicing that much just because it feels more natural if you have whole phrases or even whole sections that are a single take, especially when it comes to instrumentation and such. But vocals, you get a little bit more particular, I guess, because of the nature of the voice. So once you have all that done, then when you're mixing it in for the final mix, or when you're gearing towards the final mix, you do compression. And every vocalist on every major recording, regardless of genre, their vocals are compressed like crazy. Go back and listen to Jonathan Davis. I'm pretty sure it was the Life is Peachy record, and there's a few songs. I'm pretty sure Clown was on that record. I always confuse Life is Peachy and the self-titled. I can't parse them track by track in my brain for whatever reason. But it really, either of those records, you can really hear this. But you can hear Jonathan breathing. That happens a lot on Slipknot tracks too. You can hear him breathing between phrases. You hear Corey breathing. You hear basically any vocalist breathing. It's just those are the ones that are like keenly pointed out in my brain. You can hear in between phrases, between words, between syllables. You hear those vocals. Part of that is because they're up on top of the microphone like this, and it's a different kind of mic, so it doesn't sound like that. But part of it, the bigger part of that, is because of the compression. They are compressed to death so that you hear every tiny little breath, every tiny motion of the air is going to come through on the recording. Now, on a rock and roll recording, on a metal recording, on depending on the country, on a more legitimate country recording, that's kind of where you end it. You don't necessarily want to cut those breaths out because it's engaging. It pulls the listener in. It makes them feel like they're right there with the vocalist, like they're right there with the band. It's something that brings people in. In pop vocals, they cut those breaths out a lot of time, unless there's a specific style, like they're trying to make especially if it's a female vocalist in pop, like if she's trying to sound sultry or sexy, they'll leave that kind of stuff in. But usually, and again, unless it's a very specific use case, usually they cut those vocals out. So it's very, very interesting difference when it comes to the different genres. And we're not going to talk about how she's obviously pitch corrected. The other thing, because it's pop music, all pop music has pitch correction on the vocalist. It's kind of a given at this point in the industry. The other thing, though, I think that's worth talking about is her vocal delivery. She's singing from here, which is a choice. I don't know how good of a choice that is, but it's a choice. Something like this, somebody with a little bit more capable hands, a more capable voice maybe, would probably choose something a little bit more like a head voice and less from your throat. Generally speaking, vocalists don't sing. Really talented vocalists who like do crazy stuff with their voices, and I'm not just talking about metal vocalists, but pop vocalists, any kind of R&B, blues, any of that stuff. You don't sing from your throat. You sing from your diaphragm. You sing with a head voice. I mean, technically, it all has to pass through the throat, but that's not the primary where the primary push is happening. 90% of the time, you're just coming from your diaphragm to give. I mean, I'm a diaphragmic speaker. I speak very loudly because I have an overactive diaphragm. But modern pop vocalists, and I think part of this has to do with Billie Eilish to some degree, because she definitely just kind of whispers in a lot of her earlier stuff. Again, I've said this before. I haven't really listened to much of her more recent stuff, but she was so popular, I think that kind of shaded the entire pop music culture from there. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's not doing anything for me. So let's continue.
And everybody's taking place. You don't gotta shit talk your last girl. Saying she don't come better than me. Yeah.
Guy eats cereal. The subtitles is cracking me up a little bit. Yeah, the subtitles are kind of funny. Do not attempt professional driver on closed course. Okay, let's talk about lyrics for a minute, shall we? Since this is pop and that's the primary thing that you're supposed to be listening to. Really, people are just listening to the beat and the sounds of her voice, not necessarily the words coming from her throat. Dropping an F-bomb is another choice. I mean, you're trying to be edgy, and it is the current year, so like, I get it, but does that really enhance the song? Are you expressing some sort of extreme emotion when you're using this extreme language? It doesn't seem that way. But like, so comparing this kind of pop to, let's even just go with Billie Eilish, because if I keep comparing this stuff to something from when I was a kid, from my generation, I'll just sound like I'm waving my cane at you damn kids. And that's not what we're going for. We're going for a proper comparison. So if we compare lyrically, Billie Eilish was expressing these dark feelings and still did not necessarily have to resort to extreme language. Her and her brother, I know, Phineas, they wrote those lyrics together, but like a Billie Eilish lyric just feels more engaging than whatever this Tate McRae is doing. This is bubblegum. There's no depth here. It's all calories and no substance. And I don't know. It's dance. The beat's danceable, but is this really where the top 100 is these days? Like, I guess. It's stripper music. That's what this is. This is stripper music. Sorry, we're going. Yeah. Product placement. That's funny. The cinematography and like the way this is shot is really, really cool. Like this faux grain that they've put on here, the color choices, like everything visually is very, very stunning. The audio is bubblegum. It's all calories and no substance. Yeah, the visual aesthetic is great. There's like not even we're just gonna keep going because I'm trying not to be too harsh on this, but there's just so little here. That's kind of an interesting freeze frame. Look at that dude's arm.
I just want you two hands on me at all times, baby. If you let go, better put on my back fast. Want you two hands on me like my life needs saving. Let 'em all go. Can you do it like that? Yeah, 'cause I want 'em all to see you good on top of me at this time of the night. I need I wanna be just the two hands on me like my life needs saving. Let 'em all go. Can you do it like that? Yeah. All right.
And that is apparently Tate McRae. Okay. Well, cinematography, again, I'm going to say this again. I think the cinematography in that was really, really cool. I think that there's definitely something there to dance to, which is one of the main functions, I feel like, of pop music is it's intended to be danceable. So that makes a lot of sense. The lyrics definitely make it feel more like it's for, like I said, strippers. There isn't a lot of depth there. It is strictly feel good, moving music, I guess. I don't know. All right, so let's see. Let's do our final thought for this Tate McRae Two Hands. It was fine. I can't say that it was. It's not terrible. Let's go there. It's not terrible. It's definitely bland and mediocre though. Does that mean that she's not talented? No. Does that mean that anyone who listens to her is a stupid person? No, absolutely not. But I feel like if you're coming into something, like I legitimately was coming in expecting some pop country princess, not just some shiny bubblegum pop. That's that. I guess that's kind of what we got. If you're coming in here expecting substance, you're going to be sorely let down. And that's kind of what we got. I did have the product placement earlier, so let's officially talk about Dubby, Dubby.gg, partners of the channel. Thank you very much to Dubby for partnering with us. Dubby, if you don't know, is an energy drink provider. You can go to w.gg and order a tub of wonderful energy, and actually you can get a mixer bottle. Yeah, they have a bunch of like waifu type mixer bottles and stuff. I went for just the straight black one because that's more my style, and then I got to deck it out with all these awesome stickers. Yeah, w.gg, these guys are fantastic for having partnered with the channel, and it's legitimately a good energy drink. The one I've got Fruit Punch again. Their orange is legitimately great. I think it's my favorite orange cream flavored energy drink out there, and the Ghost Orange Cream energy drink is fantastic, and I think this one's better. So let's just go there with that. But also, as far as like what it offers you that other energy drinks don't offer you, is that it does have a good amount of caffeine, not as much as other energy drinks. So why am I so hype on something that's low on caffeine? Because it's got nootropics to help you. It's got a brain mix. There's other things in here that help you focus, that help you function a little bit better. Whereas caffeine just keeps you awake, these help you focus. So go check them out, w.gg. If you use code Generally Nerdy at checkout, or you follow the link down the. Actually, no, I think you still have to use code Generally Nerdy at the checkout, even if you use the link down in the description. You get 10% off of your purchase, and I get a little bit of a kickback. So go support the channel that way. Once again, thank you very much to Dubby. I love the stuff. And that is officially where this episode ends. Thank you very much, nerds. We will be doing more stuff, so stay tuned. Live shows are continuing through the middle of February, and then we will continue to our regularly scheduled news stuff. I will try. I say this every year, but it never really turns out. But I will try to continue to do the reaction videos, because apparently those seem to do pretty well on the channel as well. So thank you very much, nerds. We will see you in the next one. Before we go, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.